Hey guys, haven't posted a video in a couple days, had a lot going on, going to be out of town for the weekend, daughter's got a cheerleading competition, so I just wanted to post an update before the weekend hit because I won't be posting anymore until next week, and I just wanted to tell you that there's a lot of little news stories going on today this week, and I'm going to talk about them in my upcoming podcast. So if you want to hear me touch on the littler stories, go check out my podcast at my website, finalcutstudioschool.com. You'll see there's been a lot of revisions there to my website. I'm adding a Mac vs. PC section. I've got my Apple Shake Guru tutorial section up. I'm going to be adding eventually downloadable files for the tutorials. I'll be adding a Moto section. I'll be adding all kinds of good stuff. So just stay tuned there, especially because I do have the latest 4 episodes of my podcast, and you can subscribe through iTunes. But in this video, we're going to talk. Oh, my channel went partner. You believe that? Yay! So that now I got 2 YouTube channels, and both of them are partner. So now, it makes it even more worth it to me to do these videos. You know, the more videos I do, the more videos that get put out there, the more ads that can be run, the more clicks that can be made, the more videos you guys get to watch. So it works out great for everybody. But anyway, let's move on. Google wants to take over DNS too. Now, what is DNS? Now, this article says OpenDNS makes its money by showing search results and ads when a user types in a URL that doesn't exist. Users can also turn on adult site filtering and make customized shortcuts. Features that have helped OpenDNS become wildly successful in gaining paying corporate, educational, and individual customers. Now, it says it's not clear that internet users really want Google to keep control over so much of their internet experience like they already do. From the Chrome operating system at the bottom of the stack to the Google search at the top of the stack, it is becoming an end-to-end infrastructure all run by Google, the largest advertising company in the world. So seriously, it's getting ready. It's going to be a GoogleNet, people. It's not going to be internet. It's going to be GoogleNet. And I love Google. They've done things for the internet that nobody else could. They've propelled us forward. I make money because of them. We have YouTube. But there needs to be a point where we say, whoa, 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 Google's going to own the internet experience. And we need to realize what's going on here about this. You know, everybody says, well, Apple's doing this with iTunes. Yeah, but you have alternatives. You can go to Zoom, or you can go to the Amazon store and buy stuff. Or you can do all this stuff. We can use Yahoo and stuff, but Google is getting to the point to where it's so integrated, people are using it, and they're not even knowing they're using Google stuff, like this DNS stuff now. People really most of the time don't really worry about this stuff. This is provided by the ISP most of the time, and they don't even know it exists a lot of times. So we're getting into the point to where we're going to be using Google by not of choice, but just because we don't know what we're using. They're getting embedded into things so deeply that I'm telling you guys, Google is going to end up being the major decision maker when it comes to internet commerce, internet plans, and stuff like that. Anybody who wants to do anything is going to have to communicate with Google. I mean, that's just the way it is. I hope there's been a movement here lately, but it's not going to do any good. Google's just too big for anybody to deal with right now, and all I can do is hope that they don't abuse the power. But it seems like to me they're just vying for control, and that worries me. Anyways, let's get off the doom and gloom for a minute, and let's talk about Mac and PCs. Now, everybody knows I think a Mac Pro is the ultimate workstation, the 8-core, the 4-core. I think there's not a better computer manufactured on the planet, OEM or custom otherwise. I think it's an engineering marvel. I think that the iMac is an engineering marvel too. It's wonderful, but it is no Mac Pro, and I've explained all this. But I keep getting emails and PMs constantly, well, okay, I can't afford a Mac right now, or I don't want a Mac. And I don't want to build it. I want a workstation at the level of the Mac Pro, or kind of at the level of a Mac Pro, but it's got to be on a PC side, and I don't want to have to build it myself. Yeah, I've seen your HP Z series, and that's probably the best, coolest, nicest built PC workstation, but do you have anything else? Do you recommend anything else? And I hate to recommend PCs. I hate to recommend them because it's just bad, bad, bad. Get yourself a Mac, save the money till you do, but I get them all the time, so I'm going to do this to appease my viewers. as far as workstation goes, let me see if I can find it. I have it on the second display here. Puget. Now, I'm not real sure how you pronounce it. Puget, Pugo, Puget, Fuget. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know how you pronounce it. But this is the Genesis 2, and it comes with 2 Intel Xeon 520s or 5520s, and you can I'll go all the way up to 2 Intel Xeon 5590s, which is 3.33. Okay. Now these are these are 8-core machines, so we're looking at an 8-core workstation here with 6 gigs of RAM. The graphics card is a 9400 GT 1 gig version, which isn't too bad, you know. But you can go with the ATI Radeon 5850, or the GeForce GTX 285, or the ATI Radeon 5870, which, you know, it's hard to find those right now. They're back-ordered. If you want to go down to, you can put any kind of Quadro in it you like. There's a lot of really great graphics card options here for you PC guys. Really, one of the most broad graphics options that I've seen on a PC, OEM PC. And as you can see, you got just about every Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit. Thank God it comes with that. And it comes with the free antivirus. Thank God somebody's thought to install an antivirus from factory. So this is the kind of deals that I look for. This is the kind of stuff that you don't see on normal, average, everyday PCs. You have to really pay for this kind of stuff to get this kind of stuff. See, this ships with Windows 7 64. This ships with a free antivirus. And if I go down or you can choose Microsoft Security Essentials, but it don't matter because you can go online and get either one. But the thing is, it ships with one and it gives you a choice. And a lot of people who don't think about that, they just buy a workstation and they will get a free antivirus at least. And I commend Microsoft for doing their security suite, but they pushed out on us. They held back and made it not as good as it could be because they didn't want to put everybody out of business that had businesses that had, you know, security software. They didn't want to put everybody out of business, so they had to not make it as great as some. You know, we say, yeah, we catch all this stuff, but if you want to catch everything, you might want to go check out one of these pay guys. You know, and I understand that business model. They got to keep that going. Getting off track. The Genesis 2. Puget Systems, P-U-G-E-T, however you pronounce it. I was looking at it, and for what I see, I get an 8-core, 6 gigs of RAM, and I can choose a 5870 or a Quadro, 580 or 1800 series Quadro. We're just going to say the 5850 right here. Since it's not back-ordered, we can get the 280, the 5870, but it's back-ordered. And the GTX 285 is $400 bucks. And I have heard the 5850 is as good as the 285. So we'll pick the 5850. So there we go, $3,500 bucks, $3,600 bucks. You have some nice 8-core workstation. Still not as cheap as the Mac Pro 8-core, and still not as beautiful as the Mac Pro 8-core. But what you're getting is you're getting what you want. You're getting a Windows 7 machine, and you're getting the upgraded expandability of a Windows machine. But you're getting a workstation class Xeon chip around the same price of the Mac Pro. So that's what I'm offering to you guys. I know you all can put out your stuff, but for you guys who don't want to build a workstation and you're looking for something that's equal to the price of the Mac Pro or close, and equal to performance, check out these guys here, PUGETsystems.com, the Genesis 2, 2.26, like I said, 6 gigs of RAM, the ATI 5850, and 320 gig hard drive. All this for about $3,600. Few more $100 more expensive than the $3,200 Mac Pro 8-core, but like I said, you get your Windows like you want so bad, and you get your upgrade ability of the Windows like you want so bad, the range of graphics cards and stuff. So this is for people who understand and appreciate the build quality of a Xeon workstation, and they want something close to a Mac Pro, but they can't go Mac. This is what I recommend. Of course, I recommend getting the Mac. But if you're wanting a Mac Pro and the PC, if you want a PC Mac Pro, this is about as close as you're going to get. They'll even let you option SLI and stuff in it if you like. Now, what do I recommend as far as gaming rigs go? Well, there's a lot of gaming rigs on the market I like to recommend. You know I enjoy Falcon Northwest rigs. They're really great rigs. These guys here, the Puget, they make awesome gaming systems too. This is an i7 Deluge is what it's called. It's a 2.66. You can go all the way up to the i7 Extreme 975 overclock to 3.9. It's an extra $1,000, but hey, if you got the money to throw away, throw it away. Go for it, guys. You can get up to 12 gigs of RAM here, 1600 megahertz or 1333, whichever you want. Let's drop it back down to 6 gigs, 1333. That'll drop the price. And your video cards, you have all kinds of options from 2 ATI Crossfire 5970s. Not 5870, 5970s. Can you believe this? 2 ATI Radeon 5970s. You can even go to GeForce GTX 295s for 1.8 gig. All these SLI and Crossfire options. Then you have the 5970, the GTX 295, the 5870, the GTX 298, the GTX 275. All these great graphics card options. But I just want you to look at this. Is it really worth it? ATI Radeon HD 5870, 1 gig. Subtract $1,000, $1,200. EVGA GeForce GTX 285. Subtract $1,200. Look how expensive these graphics cards are, guys. I'm serious. Y'all talk about, oh, gotta have this, gotta have that. But these graphics cards are so expensive. For Crossfire 5970s, we're talking $1,200. Okay? So let's just pick a regular 5870. It's back ordered, of course. How about a 5970? Hey, they're ATI Radeon HD 5970, 2 gig, not back ordered. $387. Very nice, very nice. So this is what you're getting. $4,000, and you're getting a really, really nice i7 gaming rig. If I was a PC enthusiast, this is the route I would go. I wouldn't build my own, even if I could build my own for better and cheaper. I don't like to build my own. I'm not into that. You know, like I've told many, many people, I made my friend a tuna sandwich for $0.25. So I guess delis are useless. And that's the whole point here. I like to have mine already built by somebody. I don't like to do it myself. Now, and yeah, as you can see, this case is cheap looking. It's cheap. I just really enjoy the parts. They put a lot of nice parts inside this computer, a lot of nice options inside this computer for a pretty decent price. And even though people may like Dells or, you know, Alienwares or this or the other, these are pretty good deals here. And I have to say that. And there's one more. Phobos, is that what it's called? Is that how you pronounce it? Now, the reason I picked this one is because I think a lot of you PC guys would like this, because as you can see, it's got on-the-fly, one-touch overclocking of the CPU and GPU. It's got these little buttons on the front. You can overclock it by touching it up or touching it down, or overclock the GPU by pushing it up, pushing it down. It's really, really intuitive how you can overclock just by, okay, I want to overclock it to 3.3. You know, that's really, really intuitive, and I like it. It's a decent looking design. It's all, I don't like the buttons are gaudy. You know, I think that's gaudy, but I like what they're trying to do with it here. And as you can see, they cost up to $8,000 from $3,000. Now, these are professional built gaming rigs. So if we look at the $8,000 machine, we're not going to look at the $8,000 machine. Let's configure the $3,000 machine. As you can see, it's $3,000. It's got 2 GeForce GTX 275s, which is 2A SLI. Really, really good deal there. It's got a 920 i7 2.66, okay, included in the base price. It says 8 megabytes. I guess that's cache. 4.8 GTs, whatever. I don't really look at these specs a lot because I'm used to just buying Macs. I'm used to it saying Intel Core i7 920 2.66. Okay, I get the 8 meg, the 4.8 GT/S. It's just kind of confusing to the average user. Okay, that when you look at that right there, you're like, okay, is it a 4.8 overclock? No. That's, see, the average user could kind of, it's not very intuitive when it comes to this kind of stuff. Processor cooling, it's got contained liquid cooling, supposedly 6 gigs of RAM. X58 SLI supports NVIDIA SLI support motherboard. MSI X58 motherboard. And for about $3,000, you get a really, really nice gaming rig that you guys like. And this is for the people who just have to have PCs. They have to have PCs, because I get requests all the time to show us some cool rigs that I can buy that I don't have to build. most gaming rigs that I go to buy just look cheesy and they're not built right nice. Well, you know, that's just what you get from the PC end. If you want to do away with all that, go get a Mac. I think you're totally shooting yourself in the foot by buying one of these machines. But if I was going to buy a PC, if I was going to buy a workstation, it would be a workstation such as this Genesis 2. And if I was going to buy a gaming rig, it would be a gaming rig such as this Phobos. If I couldn't afford the Z8, I would come look at something like this. You know, this is a nice 8-core system for $3,500. I really don't think, I mean, you all can argue for your gaming rigs all you want. Look what I got in my gaming rig. I got a 5970 in my gaming rig with 2 gigs of memory on the board, on the graphics card. You know, you can brag about all that if you want, but I just like my 8-core rig. That's just a powerhouse, man. That's just down and dirty, brute force method of doing things. That's just, I like an 8-core. Even if you're giving up all these great GPUs and stuff with your i7 machine, I just like an 8-core, a true 8-core, not a hyper-threaded quad-core, you know. So there's some PCs for you guys to mull over. You wanted me to recommend some PCs for you guys. Well, there they are. I think you would be a complete and utter wash to spend that kind of money on a PC, something that runs Windows. Something that runs Windows, I can't believe you would buy something like that. When you can go here, go to the store, you can plop down your, let's go to the i7 quad-core iMac. Let's up it to the i7. There we go. And I don't know what you guys were talking about. It's just $21.99 for an i7 with 27-inch monitor. And as you can see, with all these, this machine here was like $3,000. This workstation 8-core was like $3,500. With this gaming rig here, you know, you don't get no display or nothing like that. With the 27-inch iMac, you get a 27-inch, beautiful 27-inch display. I have it sitting beside my 24-inch Dell, and it makes it look yellow. This is a beautiful, gorgeous display, guys. It looks really good. There's just no better deal on the market for a gaming rig. And you're right, you can't throw a 5970 in there in 6 months. You know, and I've always said ATI is awesome. NVIDIA sucks dick. They always have. I've had NVIDIA card after NVIDIA card in my machines, and they've all took a shit on me at one time or another, and none of my ATIs have failed except for one. And it never really failed, it just started artifacting. ATI is beautiful. But ATI and NVIDIA do this. All you fanboys jump on board whoever's got the fastest card. Everybody who was cussing ATI last year is cussing NVIDIA this year. It's just whoever's got the fastest board is who you PC fanboys cheer on. And I've always been an ATI fan. Always. And this come the end of 2010, 2011, NVIDIA will have a new card that will thump anything ATI has. It's ATI's turn. That's just the way it works. It goes back and forth like this. ATI will rule this year, at the end of this year, next year. At the end of next year, NVIDIA will come out with something that will rule. They go back and forth. It's all planned. It's political. It's all bullshit. Y'all can talk conspiracy theories all you want. I have plenty of conspiracy theories. But I've always preached that ATI makes a better card than NVIDIA. And next year, when NVIDIA had next year, at the end of next year, when NVIDIA has a faster card than ATI, I'm still going to say NVIDIA sucks dicks. I'm always going to say NVIDIA sucks dicks. I think they are the Microsoft of GPUs. I do. So don't fool yourself. There are some recommendations for a gaming PC, but don't fool yourself. Get the iMac 27-inch. Why do you need to put a 5970 in your machine in 6 months, in a year? Seriously. A 4850 is a beautiful, nice card. It will play just about anything. It's got a 27-inch display. No, you're not going to be able to do Crysis maxed out. But seriously, what does that matter? As long as it looks gorgeous and it runs smooth, why do you need to max everything out? The 27-inch iMac is just the best deal going. The Mac Pro is the best deal for an OEM workstation going. Don't fool yourself and waste your money. Get yourself a Mac, guys. Get yourself a Mac. I promise you will not be disappointed. I promise. All you gamers out there getting i7 27-inch iMac, I promise you won't be disappointed. So let's look at this a bit closer. Let me pull this back in here. This has been the only 8-core Xeon workstation I've found to be the same price as the Mac Pro. In fact, it's $1 cheaper. As you can see, the stock Genesis 2 has a 2.26 8-core Xeon, 2 quad cores, 6 gigs of RAM. It's only got a 9400 GT card, and it's only got a 320 gig hard drive. Whereas the Mac Pro is $32.99. It has 6 gigs of memory, and it has a 640 gig hard drive, and it has a GT 120 as a graphics card. So we can add $200 for the graphics card to get to $48.70. Let's see if we can find a graphics card option here for $200. There's $291, $58.50. So as you can see, that brings them roughly to about the same price. This has been the only PC 8-core Xeon workstation that I could find that matched the price of the Mac Pro. And look at the design. Look at the manufacturing that must go into these things, the design process, the straight plug-in hard drives, the wireless internal configuration and design. All these things you get on the Mac Pro that you don't get on this internally homemade bomb-looking PC. So the best I could find was this one, same price, not nearly the design quality, okay? And you don't get iLife and all that good stuff included with it. So there you go. Once again, the Mac Pro 8-core and iMac 27-inch i7 kicks everybody's ass that tries. So y'all can keep trying. OS 10.